How's Damian health-wise?
I think he's okay. I just saw him in the locker room. Thought he was okay.
About ASU, just thoughts on them after?
They played two really good ball games. Watched their films, with Cal and Stanford. They played really well. So we're going to have to play well. It's a big game for us, obviously, but we will have to play awfully well. Their last two games, their whole team, just really a good rhythm. So we're going to have to play good.
What's the chance that you've been going up against them the second time? What adjustments have you made?
Well, it's hard to adjust against 7 foot. He's going to give us problems because defensively he's so good. All the block shots, but you still got to take it in there. You still got to take it at him. But he has really done a great job this year. Watching him progress, over his career into an NBA player. There's no doubt. Somebody's going to work with him and bring him along in the NBA. So he's done a great job, and he's really made great improvements, and he's a big reason they're playing so well this year. They've got a lot of talented players, but as much as anybody, he's a big reason for that.
What did you tell your team going into overtime against UCLA?
Well, that we'd won overtime games before, and hey, it's 5 minutes here. Let's just go play. And I think we were in a little bit of shock, and they were a little bit tired from coming back. And so the first 5 minutes was ugly, but then we were able to pull it out. So one of those games, we found a way on the road to win, and we'll take it.
You ever been a part of a game like that? You've obviously coached in a lot of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's crazy things happen all the time. I'm not sure exactly like that, but a lot of crazy finishes, yeah.
You guys are talking a lot about putting together 40 complete minutes and effort just being the reason why you haven't done that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, we've played hard. We haven't played smart all the time. And, if one guy breaks down, I haven't been displeased with their effort for the most part. Now, we've had some segments I have been, but for the most part, we've played fairly hard. We just haven't played together at times, and at times we've made really bad decisions.
You've said during the losing streak that you guys were getting rattled. What's your read on their composure in these last 3 games?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure rattled, if I use that term, but we were rattled for the overall performance, and we were shaken by the fact that we lost a lot of close games. I'm not sure during the games, we were trying to play. We lost our focus at times. We didn't execute some possessions, offensively or defensively. Board play had been a concern at times. But our guys, when you handle some overtime situations, we've won 4 overtime games. We've lost 4 two-point games, So we haven't performed really well in those last-minute situations, but we've performed well enough to win some close ones.
You guys have a lot of, maybe they haven't played together very long here, but they are a lot of experienced guys. Is that where the ultimate test of that?
Yeah, it's Jason and some of our guys are experienced, Mike, but yet together, we haven't played much together, and I think a lot of those circumstances, we've practiced, but we haven't been through them in game situations together, and there's a big difference. You can go through a lot of scenarios in practice with no crowd and taking time and walking through it, explaining it, but then when the heat of the moment's on, some things can break down. And you get different people in different spots, because of foul trouble, because of lineup changes. Guys are playing different spots than when they're used to, so it creates some problems.
Mike seemed to have found his release in form. Was it something you guys had to work through with him, or was it just a confidence thing that he had to battle through himself?
He's played well. For any player to go through a 30-game schedule and play at a certain level and be consistent numbers every night, it's pretty tough. He had some poor shooting games. His effort's always been pretty good, but he really had a great weekend. 32 points, 32 rebounds, 2 games. We'd take anything close to that this week and be really happy with it.
You have so many shooters, but you feel like you need balance. You need to attack the middle against these guys. You can't.
Well, we got a lot of points in the paint. Joe got in there, but we definitely have to get in there. you know, shooting's always going to be a big part of our game because we are a perimeter-oriented team, and we don't have a great presence inside offensively. So, you know, shooting the basketball is always going to be important for us, but we do have to get in the paint. We do have to get to the rim. Most of it with dribble penetration, some of it with posting, but yeah, we've got to get it in the paint.
I feel like Elgin's getting back to where he started this season.
Well, Elgin has had some really good games. I mean, Mississippi and Illinois come right to mind. I mean, he flat won those games for us, and consistency's been a little bit of a problem for him. You know, opportunity. You know, him and Mike play the same spot, but playing them together has worked out a little bit. So, no, he's played very well, been focused, and has played very well.
Dana, has this season aged you a little bit just because of all the close calls you've had? Has it been
They all do. You know, I'm not sure there's any season that you know, that you sleep well and it goes smooth. Jerry's been here for the 4, and you know, they've all had their moments. You know, but you know, a lot of close games. You know, a lot of new faces. You know, it does take a little more time and trying to get everything together. So. It's not been the easiest year, but it's been easy for one reason. The guys have been fairly easy to work with. You know, it's not like they've been tough to deal with, or you know, haven't gone to class and taken care of that stuff. They've, you know, been easy to work with. We just had a lot of ups and downs during the season that have been, you know, draining on all of us. And so, but it's been a good year with the guys. Really enjoy working with them, just up and down.
What do you see from this team in some of those late game situations? You guys have made some clutch plays this year and had some others that make you scratch your head a little bit.
Well, I mean, there's not one common denominator. You know, there's been some games we haven't got a big rebound or a big stop. There's been other games where our offensive execution has broke down. Now, you don't expect to be, you know, 100% in those situations, you know, but our percentages haven't been as high as we should offensively. Our percentages getting stops have not been what they should be, and so, you know, there hasn't been one thing. There's been a combination of a number of things, and so that's what makes it, from a coaching standpoint, a little more difficult to address, you know, because we need work in all areas, and you know, even the communication has broke down. So there's been a lot of areas we just haven't got it done.
And we may not get a chance to talk to you before that senior night against Arizona. And I know it's the next game, but this is the last week for your seniors at home, isn't it?
Well, first of all, we're playing a very good team. You know, Arizona has had a great year. Sean Miller's, you know, should be the coach of the year. Nick Johnson, player of the year. They've had a tremendous season. They've done a lot for our league by being in the top 5 the entire year, all year. They've done a tremendous job for our league. So we're going to face, you know, one of the top 1, 2, 3 teams in the country, you know, on Saturdays. So it's a tremendous challenge for senior day. But it will be an emotional day. Johnny's been with us 4 years, and first guy that committed to us. So, you know, losing him, and Nick Lucendi's been here with us for 4 years and has done a great job as a team member. You know, Wave, and then the 3 guys that came in this year. It's a good group. It's a big group, you know, and so anytime you have a senior day, it makes you reflect, and you know, but it's going to be a tough assignment for our guys facing what I think is the #1 team in the country, you know, on Saturday.
You guys seem to foul a lot, and that puts guys in the line a lot.
Yeah, we're
Can you guys fix
right
that?
up there, 300. You know, we've been trying to fix it all year. You know, you know, bad fouls. You know, and it's our inside guys who pick up most of them. So again, you know, it's not something we haven't addressed, but we haven't been able to break their instincts, you know, and their reactions to just, you know, we've got depth, so they feel, you know, well, I'm going to be in here, but we've got to do a better job. We put them, you know, I was watching, you know, last Arizona State game, you know, and at one point in the game they had twice as many free throws as we did. You know, some of it was being on the road, but some of it was we just bad fouls.
Richard gets a lot of fouls.
Sure does, yeah, he sure
It's
does.
just a matter of him keeping his hands up, or
Well, you know, he he gets a lot of reaching fouls that he shouldn't get. And again, I think a lot of it's instincts. He just reaches, and with his athleticism, his ability to challenge shots, I'd rather have some of those fouls up above than down below. But it's just been a habit that's been hard for him to break.